So, like I said, this is what real estate investing looks like. And this is where the money is either made or lost, other than the purchase price. If you want to see more, just check out our Shelton House playlist or our real estate playlist. Okay, if you want to know how to put in rim joists and sill plates without taking the wall out, and this is a corner with a bearing wall and a couple other complications. So if you can conquer this, you can conquer any sill plate or any rim joist. So first of all, you see we've got these supports that we built with bottle jacks on top. Coming down here, sitting on these concrete blocks. Now if you're going to use something like this, you're going to have to stabilize it. We've got a cross brace here. We've also got a couple of braces here and over here to an existing wall. Then let me get down here where I can show you where we've been working and some of the things that we've been doing in order to make this work. You got to get creative in order to replace these. You can't just look in the book and look at what the book tells you how to do, because every situation is going to be unique. Let's start over here. Number one, a lot of this block had to be remortared, and somebody previously had even taken out a couple of blocks and left them out, and we had to replace some of the blocks. So make sure all your block is in good condition before you even attempt to replace the rim joist or the sill plates. And then right here we had to brace the bottom of the wall with a piece of 2x4, because even with this we still needed more lift on the wall to sneak the piece of rim joist in there that we're replacing. We cut right here where we got into good wood. It was from here over really rotten, from here kind of questionable, so we went all the way over here, and you can see that is the distance of about 3 blocks. I wouldn't do much more than that unless you have to. Over here we had to. I mean, this whole wall was rotten. It had some good meat from there down, but down through here was really bad, and so we had to replace that whole rim joist, and that is a bearing wall, so there's a lot of weight on it. So again, it's very critical that you support somehow. The reason this is running this way is because our ceiling joists up there run front to back, so we wanted a board to go across and catch all the ceiling joists and really push this thing up. So we had to cut a little relief here for this pipe so we wouldn't be pushing on that and breaking the drain pipe. There was a relief cut on the old one, but there wasn't much left of it. So, and of course it's not going to go in easy. You got to force it in. So we had to take some siding off the outside and work from the outside and the inside at the same time. And we had to do some creative stuff, like right here we attached this 2x4 with screws and then pried between the 2x4 and the top of the joist. We also cut a little bit of a chamfer on the other side of the top of the joist to help be able to roll it into place. Like I said, we got in between here with a pry bar, and we pry it forward and then drop a little piece of wood in there as a wedge to hold it in place while we worked on it. And then we'd come back and take the screws loose and move the 2x4 over to get another bite, and then pry some more. And with this method we just kept working it to get it further and further in there until we got it in there enough to where we could move on to the other side. Now back over here where we had this 2x4 and we're pushing up on the wall, we of course have another bottle jack here, and this is back this way a little bit to leave room to slip this rim joist up in there. We don't have our sill plate under here yet. We're going to do that today. But that 2x4, over here we took 2 little pieces of 2x4 and we cut several different heights, and we just kept wedging them in there a little bit higher and a little bit higher to push up this edge because we ran out of bottle jacks. That allowed us to get more and more height from this end. The bottle jack, of course, made it easy to get more and more height from that end. We did brace this overnight with a piece of 4x4 to help out, and we need that piece of 4x4 in there to hold that up when we take the bottle jack out and slip this sill plate up under the rim joist. And then when we get done and we put all our floor joists in here, like this old floor joist here, which is the only one that wasn't rotten, and we lost 1, 2, 3, 4 joists in here. There's a lot of space that was rotten. So when we get these back in here, those will help stabilize that rim joist. Then another thing I'm going to do is when we get this last joist in here, I'm going to run blocks from this joist over to this rim joist and screw them in place, and put several of them there to help support this rim joist, because it is a bearing wall and it doesn't really have any lateral support. I want something there to keep the weight of the wall from being able to twist this joist one way or the other and collapse. We don't have to worry about that on this end because that's where the joists go, and they do help support it in that way. But unless we put something from here to the next joist, that thing's really there all on its own. We don't want that. We don't want it to be trying to hold up all that wall by itself. More questions about how to replace rim joist or sill plates, put them in the comments below. And there is a whole series of videos on this home restoration, a whole playlist on our channel. Check that out and subscribe. Till the next video, I'm wishing all our hashtag insane friends, hashtag insane growth. Thank you for watching the whole video. If you're watching this bonus material, we have put the sill plate in here I was talking about. We removed the bottle jack from out of here. The 4x4 did successfully help hold up our supporting 2x4, which this will have to come out before we can put the other floor joist back in. But there it is, the new sill plate with the new rim joist. And they are 2x8. And all this mess right here is part of our rigging for holding up the weight of the room and for prying and pushing to get this other rim joist in place. And a lot of dirty stuff here from redoing the mortar and the block. But we're going to clear all this out, clean all this out. And all that'll be left is a nice clean corner. We're even going to come over here where they had previously broke up too much of this block for the pipe here. And we're putting metal in here and pour concrete in here and take a piece of wood to make a form and concrete that in. It'll be stronger than it would have been if the block had not been damaged by whoever else was doing this work before us. So we're going to have a really nice strong corner. It'll be nice and clean looking in here when we're done, and there'll be nice new sill plates, rim joists, and all new floor joists in here. We'll show you all that in a later video when we have all the floor joists in here before we put the subfloor in, as part of our playlist on Insanefriends on the Gentry investment house.